up early. And the babies also get up early. And he is here. He says, well, I'm in the neighborhood. I want to see my baby. So you have with pleasure. Go ahead. Why? He looked at that child. I said, stop the episode. Oh, he says, I said, you know, he knows some people, they neglect the babies. They want to have a boy, they neglect the babies. I said, are they crazy? Well, what do I got to the kid? All right, have a boy, but the baby isn't to be. You know what I mean? You want to have
So he was checking up on you?
Yeah. He was definitely checking up the way he expressed himself. And that's good. I think it's the proper thing. For some people, you need them. Because I remember when I was with Hannah in the company, there was a woman, I think she had the second child, and we were there, and she only spoke about the boy in the gate of my boy. I think if that woman, she so happened that she had a boy. I think if that woman wouldn't have a boy, would have, because she had a little girl, she probably would, and that's what they all say. I had a neighbor at that time, and she is, she says to me once, she saw the way I took care, to my baby. So she says, you know what, Ruthie, I have to tell you. And I heard you had another girl. I was sorry for the baby. I says, are you crazy? Why? So she started telling me about this. People do that. They neglect their children because they're angry. They leave it up. So what's a kind? What do you want? I want a kind. A gezind kind. So she admired me and she says, oh, now I'll tell you. She couldn't believe the way I took care of the baby. So there must be something somewhere. That's it. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not interested in these things. And I hate people when they're cruel to a baby. It's an innocent thing. I hate those people. So I said, when Michelle was pregnant, the first pregnancy, of course, I used to come to Michelle. So once they were both, and Mitchell says to me, Bubby, what are we going to have? What do you think? A boy or a girl? So you should have a gezind, healthy kind. That's her. So he looked at me. And believe me, he found out that I was right. Because Michelle had problems.
I remember.
Yeah. That's her. He looked at me. He thought that I'm nuts. Sometimes if you come up with it, you'll see it, I'm sure, because I could see him. Ask you to figure it out to my boy or a girl. I says, you'll have a healthy gezind kind. That's what I do. Especially the first baby. That's a difference. The weiß nicht, wie recht mir ist, aber da gezind kind.
What happened? There was a story once, the window blew out, there was a storm. The Duchess.
Mittenhin. Nothing's got begun.
What happened?
They broke into the house. And once it was a very bad storm. And the window broke. From the storm, the window broke. And we were afraid, but I had a lot of problems, so we were afraid. So I think Hannah called the police. So we had Duchess that time. Oh, then out came a policeman. So they demanded somebody should come, that the window's broken, and we had trouble. So they did, police come, but the dog, Anyway, I took the dog and I went in another room with him. He came with me. And the policeman, I don't know, the men that, you know.
Didn't you have to bring a board or something?
What?
You came over with a board to cover the window?
Oh, yeah, I came out with a board, I bought a board. The board had me geschleppt, yes, but I didn't give it up. I was the boss. I remember, I
What
slept.
happened?
Well, we wanted to cover the board. You couldn't do anything. It was a horrible thing, a horrible weather. So you can't do anything. So I don't know, I got a board. I slept the board. We shall cover up the window. That's it. Life is interesting. Is that interesting to you?
Yeah.
Ja, never did you dance with the boat. I remember. I brought from someplace a boat. In a weather like that, when I came, they slept in the boat.
It was like a sail.
Huh?
It was like a sail probably, because it caught the wind.
Yeah.
I would
The
imagine.
wind, sure, yeah. It was very, very bad weather.
Dogs.
You got any more, Shmuel?
Well, like this, if you sit down and you talk, you can talk. Otherwise, you don't remember. And you remember.
I remember that.
You remember things to bring up.
I remember stories about Esther. She used to shake her crib when she was a baby.
Esther, you couldn't put that to sleep without shaking. Mark used to get it, so she used to stop.
What was the story with Mark? How did Mark come in?
Mark?
Yeah, how did we meet Mark?
Mark came to he searched for a job. So one of his friends told him to come here to us. So he did.
He came from where?
But he was,
Where in
he
Europe
just,
is he from?
He comes also from Poland somewhere.
In Poland also?
He was the sixth Kinder, six children. He was the only one who rescued himself.
You don't know where in Poland?
Huh?
You don't know where in Poland?
I wouldn't remember. I don't think I remember.
Where did he go after the war?
No, the Hitler took him.
No, I'm saying after the war, where did he go?
After, you see, America brought a lot of orphans over. So he came as an orphan to this country. And so happened that his mother had a sister here. He remembered something. And they got in touch with the sister, and the sister took him out. I wish the sister would not take him out, because Mark was a religious fellow. But the sister didn't swing kosher. So he lived on dry rolls. He bought himself a roll, and then we were in the store, so the children were in school, and I was lucky, right near the store, in the same block in the school, where we had the store. So the children used to come into the store, and I used to take them home for lunch, give them lunch, and then send them back to school. And then I made lunch for Zadie. And I ate lunch, and I went to the store, and I stayed, and they didn't come for lunch. But when Mark came, so I done the same thing, but I left for Mark on one side, and for Zadie on one side. Mark was a young man, so I left him nice portions. And that's it. Mark wouldn't go home, He comes again with the dry roll for lunch. I says, Mark, go heen. Finds out what they do, and goes on there. Okay. So, they liefden, ga je toch aanmaken. Die denkt, als je heim gaat en je gaat zich oppassen en essen naar lunch, en die is toe essen naar trekken hem rol, niet bij mij. Willst du sagen, but nicht by me. That's made him go home. And that's how you got used to. And that's how he lived. And then, all right, sometimes he's living for Shabbos. Dat is te quick. Bij mij had hij gegessen, dat vlees. He never gets till
He ended up
gets to
staying
be-
by you though, no?
What?
Didn't he end up staying by you?
Of course. In the summer, this was in the summer, I went away to the country. My father was with me too at the time. So my father told him, "Wat darfst du tun? Kom maar eens, ga naar huis." And say do. So he did. I didn't care. But when I came home and I found met 4 medelach and yeah. So, but he was a special place. He was there about the shit. So, I wasn't afraid to leave the children with them. In there geleerde de Yitzchak. Yitzchak, Zadie's cousin. I don't think he was. Did you meet him?
Who, Yitzchak Inivish?
Yeah.
Sure, I know. In Montreal?
No, I don't mean Yitzchak there in Montreal is a mensch, was ze geweest doen.
That's the only one I met.
Hij came in met een little barbecue.
Him I didn't know.
I don't think you know him. No, I don't think so. Ik ben aan de Nederland. So anyway, and I came home. I asked him to move my mother. So he looked at me and says, "Ruti, bandier in the tische schliffen, abi badi." So he said, I couldn't say again anything. Noch so ze sagen, gesund, mit a gesund Masel und Peace and Neu. Der rausgegangen, gekauft a folding bag. Ich hab mal weggesetzt mit dining room. Schlimm. Because, it didn't bother me. Hannah, look, she was a young kid. And he didn't have any minute, but he claimed it was in a minute.
Yeah, how do you know how to work in the butcher store?
Zadie thought him. Zadie was a very good butcher. One of the best with the meats. He knew. He thought him and he did. He didn't know. And that's why I even said, when I heard somebody recommend something to Zadie, and talk about this, it's Philip. In the summer, I'm not interested in it. I was just about seen him with somebody später. She says, no, Ruti. Ich habe jetzt auslernen, da gucken wir hinter den Arbeiter. But she was right. I didn't talk anymore. Even I saw Mom, I wouldn't to listen. Because you could tell on a person. He was a nice person. And 3 months before, haben sie die finsteren Nazis herausgenommen, people to learn how to shoot. One of his brothers.
3 months before it was
3
liberated?
months before they were liberated. So when he saw that they took out his brother, and I'm sure it's true, so he wanted to jump out too. Because they saw that the friends, whoever was with him, held him. Ze doen de schederen zoals naar de 3 months before. They just took out some people to learn how to shoot. Dus ik ben aan het rijden. When you hear now on the radio and all that, what's going on in Cambodia, we hate this.
To
Yeah.
Bosnia.
Whatever, I can't pronounce it. It's not pleasant, but it doesn't bother me. When I look what they've done to the Eden, you don't know what they done. You didn't, it's hard. It's hard to know who wants to know. What they didn't do to those kids. Yeah, that is a zingo, like a lot of people. Some people say they've got to become teaching. what they're doing to us. So there's no God. They're going to believe in anything. And you know, you have to give in. It's a pity, but you have to give in. It's true. It's true. You wouldn't believe that people could survive from it, that somebody survived. You know? It's hard to believe. You know, Mark, he worked in a factory where they made ammunitions. And in these ammunitions, you gotta work with a mask, drink milk, you know. So, he never got here in Deutschland. He survived, he made it. No, det var besked som så uppmuntrade. It's right out of that. I was on open a young. She was teaching. She was now going to be a teacher. And that's how they keep the kids in school. They're very nice to her, and she's not. She's working hard. You know, she went to Adele. It was so nice. Because they want to give her over a full charge. So she was afraid. So she said something to your mother. Your mother recommended, let's call Adele. Something. I didn't think of it. And Mom called her. And we were there. She gave her a lot of books, and she helped her. She told her, you know, how to organize herself to lead this class. In fact, she has a lot of books. She's mentioned something. She has to send them back to her. I met what's her name? Just,
Adele.
Adele done a lot of good things for the young man. The young child. She's busy. She's doing so. She should be full charge. You know, the way she spoke to her, she gave it a lot of courage. Because I'm in love too. Very nice. They were very happy to have us.
There you go. Good girl.
She's got a mouthful of food.
Listen, då ser det raskare igen.
Yeah, I took it.
Yeah. Nu vill jag det så för det så snowmagazine chain mouse. Michael, what am I going to do? You don't live around the corner, but still, it's 8. And now you're going to wait. Are you going to wait just for a year?
10 months.
What?
10 months.
But if you want to stay there, you'll stay there.
No, I can't. Not yet.
I can't afford it yet. I have to finish school.
So isn't that a part of school, that you go there?
Yeah, but I can't finish there. I can't make money.
No, you have to build you up. You have to make a mensch out of you.
Here I can make money, and Darren can make money, and I can learn. There, we can't make so much money, so...
No, that's not how they It's important. Because, you see, everything you need. While you're young, you have to prepare yourself to make a mensch out of yourself. We all struggle. I came here, I didn't have a trade. A lot of people go to hospital. So I use my savings. It's consolation is never saved. And I start to go to, and you know, I've always liked the needle. I wanted to go to Europe to learn how to sew. My parents couldn't allow me to come. And so you say I'm in a kind of place to see what it is. I know how to run a plane machine, you know, for the house, but the machine factory I've never been. I never know even what it is. I've been. And you know, there was a Jewish paper, the Morning Journal. Sie wen viel Hashem Shabbos paper, a Yiddish paper.
The Allgemeine Journal?
No,
What was it called?
the Morning Journal.
The Morning Journal was called?
A Yiddish Morning Journal. Jeden Tag is it every day. So I bought that paper.
No.
Is
What is-
gestanden, operated with
Oh, this
operators on a single machine. Single machine, I know that. So, but I know single machine and like private, like I had. So I came to operate. Yeah. Oh. So I wanted, I don't know, I was afraid, you know what I mean? Because so some people would say, electric machine, brechende vies. You know, but I knew who was talking. You know, she wanted to frighten me. A landsprook.
Lower it.
But the story,
Okay,
yeah, all right, found in het ziggetje en ik met de machine. Heb ik hem gered te maken, zo'n aanvulling. So he looks at me, I could see it now. Ik ben like mid close. He looks at me. Anyway, I went and I watched. And that's it. I said, some machines. All right. That's how I sat down and that's how I started working. You know, when you put it on, a motor of 45 machines. Ooh, you know, the noise, the bang. So that you're afraid to sit down. But you take chances. I only watched, you know, I shouldn't, like I heard the brechte hand, fees. People love to talk with me that much. Well, anyway, I heb gekeken. Ik zei, dan heb ik nog omgezessen. Ik zei, ken je nou geweest wat een machine is? De machine, die heb ik gezien, ze huisvesters. Ja, het zijn huisvesters.
Stupid numbers.
Ja, dat behuisvesters. Nachher heb ik een beetje doorgezogen, you know, I benefit by here and knew what I'm doing. I had free, you know, I wasn't afraid to put up the motors. And the motor came up. And even the story is, look, I was never afraid of anything. I had to do something, I did. And I went from house dresses to ladies' dresses to kinder dresses to I wanted still. Okay, next came tops. I never had I tell you, even if I wasn't good, yeah, to me I wasn't good. I looked for more. To know, to get acquainted, to know what I'm doing, you know what I mean? To learn. So, but people didn't let me go back. They wanted me to come back, you know. I dacht, when I'm a beetje from a place, this place ben ik schon een beetje gegaan because it was very hard to travel. You know, they schlepped you in the train. Those days the trains were awful to go in Russia. And I couldn't like it when somebody schlepped me. I couldn't take them. So they used to, he says to me, ben een beetje young, and I told him I have to, my mother doesn't feel an excuse, you know, not come back. He says, look, they showed me, he said, ich bin ein ganz Bruder, und die bist so ein jung Kind. Why do you fool me? Tell me. You understood what I said?
Yeah, he said he had
You're
gray
such a
hair.
young child, and you want to fool me. Tell me, why do you want to leave? But I wanted to keep and bright, and I didn't go back. Because I didn't go back because the traveling was very hard. The changes of the train, you know, it was a nice place. And anyway, look, I done better anyway. Then, you know, when I knew already, so I looked for better. And you know what? And that place I stayed already till I went to Europe. And when I came from Europe, I went to the place. They made me a nice surprise party. I just came in, all of a sudden, they stopped the motor, and they had a nice mash there, whatever, okay, and drinks. It was nice, and they were only happy to have me back. You know, I stopped working to go into business. On my own, I learned to dress. And I was top operator because sometimes, you know, the foreman would come over and ask me to make a single dress. All right, I made it. But he kept on. I says, Max, what are you doing to me? Why do you give me single dresses? You know, I'm a peacemaker, you understand? So I have to watch the time. He says, you're a more particular worker than them, and this is, the simple maker needs more simples, so he has to make more dresses. In other words, I'm making it simple. I says, but I can't do it. Well, anyway, he slowed down on me because this is single dresses. Even you get a bundle of 10. So, you know, you get more out of it than a single. No, because I am a particular worker. And that's it. And that's why I always get jobs. They never let me go. They never let me go. They were after me. And I asked them, I says, look, give me something more particular. Why don't you take Anne and her sister working together? You'll get it there faster. What do you want from me? He says, no. I want to tell you that you're a more particular worker. I need it. It's a simple. The simple man needs more simples. On my own, Glenn. On my own. And it's a trait.
Tell the story with Esther when she was a baby and the person asked what her name was.
Right?
When you were walking in the street with Esther, and somebody said, somebody
What's her
asked
name,
her
little
what
girl?
her name of the little girl is. She said, what's your business? Wasn't that Esther?
Oh, Esther said that. Not, I thought that somebody said. No, Esther, no. Esther was a year and a half. And Barry's a friend. What's his name? I know his name and I know him. He came in and he saw Esther. He says, Mrs. Gnivish, is this your granddaughter? He says, what's your business? She was a year and a half old. And she answered him, what's your business? And I just